These are the scenes of a marathon that was organized by a local Congress leader as part of the Ladki Hu, Lad Sakti Hu campaign. You see thousands, from what the camera is showing as of this moment, of girls who have gathered together. And at the moment it seems like no sense of social distancing, of course. Masks also not there, or if they are there, they're almost brought down to the chin. These are just unacceptable, if really one can say that. We can see some kids getting hurt also over there in those visuals. Details awaited on that story, but these are the visuals coming to us from Bareilly, pole-bound UP, where this has been organized, and thousands of girls are participating in this marathon.
तीर्थ यात्रा के लिए लोग वैष्णो देवी गए थे, वहाँ क्या हुआ, उसको आप क्या कहेंगे? ये इंसानी फितरत होती है कि हम आगे बढ़ जाएं, पहले हम आगे बढ़ें। यहाँ तो छोटी बच्चियाँ हैं, अभी स्कूल में पढ़ ही रही हैं, तो थोड़ा बहुत भागदौड़ हो गई। आप लोगों से मेरी गुजारिश है, क्योंकि मैं खुद मीडिया से हूँ, मेरी अपने मीडिया के भाइयों से गुजारिश है, प्लीज़ अगर किसी के साथ किसी को ऐसा बुरा लग गया हो तो मैं सब अपने कांग्रेस की तरफ से माफ़ी मांगना चाहती हूँ। कुछ नहीं ऐसा है, आप लोग सब हमारे भाई हैं, और मैं जानती हूँ अंदर ही अंदर आप सब कांग्रेसी हैं, मैं ये भी जानती हूँ, क्योंकि मैं रही हूँ, मैं बात करती हूँ दिल्ली में, सारा मीडिया चाहता है कांग्रेस वापस आए, कैसे आए यही सब सोच रहे हैं। तो आप लोग
उसका कारण भी एक चीज में
आपकी बीच के लोगों ने अभद्रता की अभी मीडिया से, हाथापाई तक की नौबत आ गई।
नहीं किसी
हाथापाई वो देखिए, कोई बात जैसे बहन जी ने कहा कि हर तरह के लोग हर जगह घुस जाते हैं, मैं तो ये भी कहूँगी कि ये कोई साजिश भी हो सकती है। कौन था, क्या था, किसी का चेहरा देखा आपने? हम में से बीच में नहीं होगा वो, ये प्लांटेड लोग हैं, और कांग्रेस का इतना बढ़ता वो देखकर जनाधार, क्या पता कौन बीच में आ गया। तो आप, मैं उनकी तरफ से भी आपसे माफी मांगू। बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
What is that leader even saying over there? Alok Pandey joins us for the very latest. Alok Pandey, the Congress leader, goes on to justify. She's saying what happened in Vaishno Devi. Well, you know, if it happened there, what's the, almost saying, then what's the problem? This is also fitrat, she's saying, human tendency to crowd. Wasn't this an organized event by the Congress party?
Well, I can only say, Sonal, that I totally share your sense of bewilderment and shock. And those visuals just highlight all that is wrong with the way these campaigns are going on in the middle of a very real Omicron-driven COVID wave. It's not just the Congress. All parties are doing it, but because the visuals right now have come in from an event organized by the Congress, they are focusing on the party. Now, just look at those scenes. I mean, what is left to say after that? You have 2 or 3 situations in one frame. Number one, you have these girls, some of them are wearing masks, some of them aren't. It's like a COVID time bomb, you know, which will explode at some point of time. And on the other hand, you have what was almost a stampede. Thankfully, nobody got injured, or at least nobody got seriously injured. And that is only a relief. And then, as the third aspect, you have that brazen justification by Supriya Iron, who's been a mayor in Bareilly and is a Congress leader. I mean, surely she can at least articulate herself better, if nothing else. Because she appears to be justifying both the marathon and the near stampede that happened, etc., etc. So I think, you know, these campaigns, somebody has to take a call on this. If the political parties are not going to, because they clearly believe in one-upmanship. If you ask the Congress, they will say, no, the BJP is also doing it. BJP will say, Akhilesh Yadav is also doing yatras. Akhilesh Yadav will say, if the BJP Congress is doing, why should I not do? So, somebody has to take a call. It's not enough to be passing the buck. The election commission says the government is responsible. Government is saying, no, let the election commission decide. In the middle of all this, these election campaigns continue. Now, what was happening in Bareilly was, of course, part of that entire Ladki Hu, Lad Sakti Hu electoral campaign that's been launched by the Congress in Uttar Pradesh. And marathons are taking place at different locations. One of the locations today was Bareilly. Earlier, they've been held in Lucknow, in other places, also in Moradabad or one of those Western UP districts, if I remember correctly. But I think these visuals at the end of the day are very shocking to see, Sonal, and one perhaps shouldn't be seeing these during these election times, not only from the Congress, but from all parties that are, you know, gathering these crowds. The Chief Minister is in Devban today in Saharanpur. not very far from Bareilly. And he's also going to address a big rally there, and you would expect, I don't think there's going to be any protocol that will be followed there as it is not being followed here in Bareilly.